Chapter 2. I stare at her for a minutes, hoping she doesn't wake up right away. Her hands is draped across my chest, a dead weight as she sleeps. I try to drag out the moment because I know how one night stands work. I have had my fair share of them. I have snuck out of a lot of beds, but I don't want to sneak out of this one. I am hoping Layla doesn't want me to sneak out of this one. She will wake up soon and I know how she will feel as soon as she does. She will probably shield her eyes from the sun and roll over while she tries to remember how we got here, who I am, how she get rid of me. Her fingers are the first thing to move. She drags them from my shoulder around to the back of my neck. She keeps her eyes closed as she pulls me against her so that she can tuck herself against me. I am relieved and that I am familiar to her, that she just woke up and knows exactly where she is and who she is with and is trying to pull away. What time is it? She mutters. Her voice doesn't float out of her throat this early in the morning. It was a scratchy whisper and somehow even sexier than she was wide awake. 11. She looks up at me, her eyes puffy and smeared with mascara. Did you know 11 in the morning is the deadliest time of the day? That makes me laugh. Is that a fact? She nods. I learned that in college more people die during brunch than any other time of day. She was a hot mess. I love it. You are so strange. Want to take me a shower with me? I smiled. Fuck yeah. I assumed we wouldn't actually shower in the shower, but it was a legitimate invite. I am massaging conditioner into her ear, asking her questions I normally wouldn't ask a girl after a one night stand. There is just so much about her I want to know. Is Aspen your only sibling? Yes. Do you like her? I freaking love her, Leila says. I don't really agree with her taste in husbands, but whatever works for her. She looks over her shoulder at me. Do you know what his name is? No. What's his name? Chad Kyle. No way, I whisper. I am serious. That's his actual name. Is it fitting or unfortunate? Unfortunately, it's fitting, she says. She was such a typical Chad. Freight boy. Country club membership, a quarter ton pickup, and a dog named Bo. That explain why he likes Garrett's band. I grabbed the handheld shower head and began rinsing her hair. When it's wet, her hair goes down to the middle of her back. I have never washed a girl's hair before, but it's kind of sensual. So is the shape of her head. It fits perfectly against my plan. Your head is sexy. How can a head be sexy? I cover her eyes with my free hand so soup doesn't run into them. I don't know, but yours is. Or maybe it's just you. When I am finished rinsing out her hair, I put the shower head back on the holder. She spins around and I pull her to me as the stream of hot water beats down on us. I had fun last night. She smiles. Me too. The band is leaving in half an hour. I am too. Where do you live? Chicago, she says. I still live with my parents. Moved back in with them after college. I am not sure where I want to end up yet. Definitely not Chicago. Why don't you like Chicago? I do. I just don't want to live where I grew up. I want to experience the entire spectrum: city, country, condo, cabin in the woods. She twists her hair and to squeeze out the excess water. Where do you live? Nashville. Close to it. Nashville is pricey and I don't like roommates, so I lease a place in Franklin. If you are from Chicago, why did your sister get married in the middle of Kansas? Chad Kyle is from Wichita, she says, slipping her arms around my waist. She looks up at my hair. then at my face and sighs. Do you know how lucky you are to be a man? You all look the same at the end of shower. Maybe even a little sexier. Showers transform women, leave us with flat hair, makeup smeared down our cheeks, concealer down the drain. She talks like there is some drastic difference between the Layla I met at the wedding and the Layla standing in front of me right now. If anything, this version of her is better. Naked, arms wrapped around me, covered in water. I like this version of her a lot. I lean forward and kiss her neck, gripping her ass with both hands. She tilts her head to the side, giving me more access to her neck. I think I could make a good country girl, she says. I would love to live here. It's beautiful. I could be happy running a bed and breakfast. For a brief second, I forgot what we were even talking about because she has a two-track mind. Luckily, one of them is on me. She lets herself fall against the wall of the shower as my hands roam over her body, my lips over her skin. I really love it here, she says quietly. I like the seclusion, the quiet, no neighbor, just transient guests I would never really have to get to know. I slide my tongue up her neck and then into her mouth. It's a deep, short kiss before I pull away. It's the heart of the country, I say. There is no better place on earth than right here. In this moment, I absolutely mean that no better place than right here now, right now. She pulls my mouth back to hers, and neither of us flinches when someone knocks on the bedroom door. We are too preoccupied to care. Layla Aspen yells. Layla groans at the sound of her voice, but she continues to kiss me while ignoring the knock. The pounding just becomes more incessant. Layla opens, Layla sighs, and I stop kissing her so she can get out of the shower. She wraps herself in a towel before walking out and closing the bathroom door. I am left with a painfully hollow feeling in my stomach. This can't be how we say goodbye. I just need one more day with her, one more conversation, one more shower. I can already feel the longing that will fill me all the way back to Tennessee. I turn off the water and grab my towel as Layla lets Aspen into the bedroom. I can hear every word when Aspen says, "Did you sleep with the bass player?" Their voices carry straight into the bathroom. Who's asking? Layla says. Me, I am asking. In that case, yes, twice. Would have been three times if you hadn't interrupted us. That makes me laugh. His band is looking for him. They are leaving. We will be down in a few minutes, Layla says. I hear the bedroom door open up again. Then Aspen says, Mom knows. She overheard one of them say. He shagged up with the bride's sister. I freeze at the comment. Why didn't I think about that? This is a wedding, of course. Their family is here. Shit. Were we loud last night? I am 22, Layla says. I don't care if mom knows. Just warning you, her sister responds. I am off to Hawaii. I will text you when we land. Have fun, Mrs. Kyle. When the bedroom door closes, I immediately open the bathroom door. Layla spins around and the moment causes her towel to slip. She wraps it back around her as I drag my eyes up the length of her. She is so effortlessly sexy. I tap my fist against the door frame. Let's stay. I am casual about it, but but that invite is anything but casual. Those two words are probably the most serious to ever leave my mouth. Stay where? Here? Yeah, let's see if we can keep the room for another night. I like the look on her face. Like she is contemplating the idea, but your hand is leaving, but your band is leaving. You said you have a show tomorrow. We decided last night that I should quit. Oh, I thought it was a suggestion, not a decision. I walk over to her and pull on the end of her towel tucked between her cleavage. It falls onto the floor. She is grinning when my mouth meets hers. I can feel in the way she wraps herself around me that no part of her wants to leave. When she returns my kiss, that dreaded sense of longing that already formed in my chest instantly melts away. Okay, she whispers. The interview. I have been talking for half an hour straight, and the man hasn't spoken a word. I would continue, but Leila hasn't lit up this whole time. I need to make sure she is okay, or at least as okay as she can be while being held against her will by her own boyfriend. I am sorry, I say to him, scooting my chair back. I will be back in a few minutes. He hits the stop button with an understanding nod. I walk up the stairs again to plead with Leila to trust me long enough to find answers. When I open the door, she was on her knees on the bed, doing her best to slip her hands out of the rope that connected her wrists to the bedpost. Leila, I say defeated. Can you please stop? She yanks her arms in the opposite direction of the bedpost in an attempt to break the rope. I wince. That had to hurt. I walk over to the bed and check her wrists. They are rough from all the times she was tried to break free. Her wrists are starting to bleed. She mutters something unintelligible, so I remove the duct tape from her mouth. She sucks in a huge gulp of air. Please untie me, she pleads. Her eyes are bloodshot and said mascara is smeared down her left cheek. It kills me seeing her like this. I don't want this for her, but I have no other choice. At least it feels like I have no other choice. I can't. You know that. Please, she says. It hurts. It won't hurt if you stop trying to free yourself. I adjust the pillow beneath her and give the rope more slack so she can lie down. I know she feels like a prisoner. I guess in a way she is, but I have at least left her legs untied. If she would just lie still and stop trying to fight me on this, she would come out of it just fine. She might even get some much needed rest. Just give me a couple of hours. When I am finished talking to him, I will bring you downstairs with me. She rolls her tear rimmed eyes. You are a liar. All you do now is lie to me. I don't let those words penetrate the walls of my chest. I know she doesn't mean that. She was just scared, upset, but so am I. I lean forward and press a kiss against the top of her head. She tries to pull away from me, but she cannot go far. She was crying now, trying not to look at me. I hide my guilt behind a hardened jaw. If you promise not to scream, I won't put the duct tape back on. This is a compromise she was willing to make. She nods with a defeated look in her eyes, as if I won this round, but I am not trying to win anything other than our normal normalcy back. When I close the door and lock her inside, I can hear her begin to sob. I feel her pain in every part of me crackling inside my bones. I press my forehead against the door for a few seconds and force myself to regain my composure before heading back downstairs. When I am back in the kitchen, there was a glass of dark liquor sitting in front of my chair. The man motions toward it. Bourbon, he says. I sit down and sniff it, then take a sip, enjoying the burn as it slides down my throat. It immediately soothes my nerves. I should have poured myself a glass before we started this. What's your name? I ask him. I only know the email address we have been using to communicate. But it was just the name of his business, not his actual name. He looks down at the shirt he is wearing. It's a Jiffy Lube shirt covered in oil stains with a name tag on it that says Randall. He points at the same he points at the name tag Randall. He resumes the recording, but we both know his name isn't Randall, and I know for a fact that isn't his shirt. But despite knowing he was not entirely forthcoming about his own identity, I still moved forward with this interview because he was the only person I know on this earth who can possibly help, and I am desperate for help. So desperate, I am making decisions I wouldn't have dared make if this were a few months. It was interesting how much a person's belief system can be changed, things in this world that cannot be explained. Hell, not just my belief system, but my no, but my morals, my values, my focus, my heart. The leads from a few months ago would have slammed the door in this guy's face. Instead, I am the one who reached out to him, begging for his help. And now that he is here, I can only hope I made the right decision. How long did the two of you stay here after you first met? He asks. 3 extra days. Did anything significant happen while you were here? Not that I can recall. We stayed in our room most of the time, only came down for meals. It was the middle of the week, so the place was relatively quiet. And then you went back to Tennessee. Layla to Chicago. No, even after 4 days together, we weren't ready to say goodbye. I invited her to come stay a week with me in Tennessee, but one week turned into two, two turned into six, and then eight. We didn't want to be apart. How long have you been with her? About 8 months now. Have there been any significant changes in your life since you met her? Besides the obvious, I laugh half-heartedly at that. I am not even sure what you are referring to when you say besides the obvious, so much has changed. The obvious being everything that's happened in this house, he says. What changed before that? I take another sip of the bourbon. Then I finish it off. I am staring into the bottom of the empty glass, thinking about all of it. The picture I posted of us, the outcome of that, the fear, the recovery, everything was perfect for those first 2 months. And then that question elicits a huge sigh from me. And then Sable happened. Who is Sable? My ex.